Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday morning. I hope we're all okay. I hope we are all right. Looking forward to a good day. Weather looks pretty decent outside, so make the most of it. Get outside, get some sun. But in this video, obviously, as you can tell, we're doing the loan roundup. We're going to be talking about all the boys out on loan, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. We obviously all going to talk about it. You know, we're going to be talking about teams in the Championship. We're going to be talking about League One, League Two, the Spanish League. Yeah, plenty to talk about and plenty to get into. Just want to say that if you're watching this and you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And also, if you did miss it last night, we did do the Coventry City preview for tomorrow's game in the Carabao Cup. So if you've missed it, go back, have a watch of it. Let me know what you think. Let me know your scoreline, your key battle, as we always do on those videos. Let me know your choices for that, because I'm looking forward to the game. And yes, I unlikely will be doing the review to that game because I'll be flying in the air. I'll actually miss the game completely because I'll be on a plane. So I'll try and catch the highlights. I'll try and probably stay off Twitter, because even if we absolutely destroy Coventry 20-0, people still complain about things. So I'll probably stay off Twitter in terms of the meltdown, good, bad, or ugly. But I'll probably just try and get some info myself. So, and also you guys can tell me. For the most part, you guys can tell me. There's a few of you that I think maybe are too close to the edge right now. I need the ones that are a little bit on land to tell me things, you know. But hey, morning Spurs, how are you, mate? Morning Dan, Solomon Blunder. We're gonna be talking about Solomon. Yep. Morning Alez, how are you, buddy? So yeah, let's morning Luke. Sorry, just jumped in there before I switch off to have a look at other things. Sonia and Johnny, morning all. So let's jump in. Let's start with really the man on the thumbnail, because obviously, last year when we were doing these, I talked so much about Leeds United because of Joe Rodon and Jed Spence for the first half of the season being there. And obviously now with Solomon being there, which I think most of us are quite interested with the Solomon loan. What happens post the Solomon loan, I think we're all quite keen on. And look, he started a lot of football so far for them, which is really good. Obviously, I know he played for Israel in the international break as well. But he did play for Leeds in a 1-0 loss at home to Burnley. And I do have a Leeds friend who was sort of talking to me about it, because he sort of summed it up as, yes, he made the mistake that led to the goal. Basically, the corner got cleared. He tried to do a bit of a turn on the player, slipped over. The guy ran off with it. 2-on-1, goal, right? And normally you'd get fans probably trying to kill Manor for that and being like, you know, you should pass it back, be more safe. But he was like, mate, it's boring. He tried something, it didn't work. Sometimes these things happen, you know. He said he wasn't great in the game, but they weren't great. The issue is with what they had was when they went 1-0 down, then Burnley apparently sat with a back five and 3 centre defensive mids. They had just held out for that 1-0 win. Obviously had the sending off, but they're holding out the 1-0 win. And I sort of said, look, I think once he gets his sharpness and fitness back, I think he'll be great for you. And he was like, yeah, I think he will be good. He said he reckons Solomon will rotate a lot with Dan James, which is to be expected. You know, you're not going to expect a player to play 50 games a season. So there you have it. Morning, Donna, how are you? Bella, how are we? Fair enough, Donna. Scarlett low, not looking good again. Maybe she should go to League One. Well, look, we're going to get to Scarlett in a minute, mate. We'll get to Scarlett in a minute. So, yeah, on Solomon, you know, I did see some people giving him the rating of he looked like Leeds United's best player in attack. And they said as the season goes on, he will get a lot better. So there you have it on Solomon. Tough day at the office, but I mean, Leeds had 17 shots, 4 on target, 72% possession. And they had 3 times the amount of corners that Burnley had. So it was one of those ones, I think, had it been another day, I mean, Leeds probably would have had 2, 3, 4 goals, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Moving on to Bryan Gil out in Girona, who played on Sunday afternoon at home to Barcelona. And what I noticed was not only does Bryan Gil play at Girona, but a former Spurs player in Arnaut Danjuma plays there as well, and Paolo Gazzaniga in goal. So we've got 3 ex-Spurs players playing in this team, which is a bit mental. But it was a tough day at the office for Girona. They went 4-0 down. Girona got a consolation back to make it 4-1. It was a tough day at the office, really, because this is a Barca team under Hansi Flick that looks like it has a bit of an identity again. It looks like they're going to be a better team this season. For me, I think Hansi Flick has always been a very, very good coach. That time at Bayern, where they would consistently break teams 4, 5, 6, 7-0, and he'd have a stonewall face, like he expected more. He's a killer in terms of a manager in a good way. So I think Barca will be good. But he was substituted, I think it was like 8, 9, 10 minutes into the second half. It wasn't great. They were already 3-0 down at the time. It's a tough game for him. But all things considered, he's had a good start to the season, scored goals, been a big player for them. So it's one of those things, unfortunately. Staying in Spain, because I want to talk about one Alejo Veliz, because, again, we have a man who has started more and more football. He started in this game. They won 3-2 Espanyol, and that ain't half bad. That is not half bad. I mean, he played 57 minutes in this game before being substituted. Didn't score in this game. Obviously, has scored, but hasn't scored in this game. I mean, they're at home. They're 37% possession. He wasn't exactly going to be on the ball a lot. But, I mean, this season, Espanyol sitting exactly mid-table in 10th. 5 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, 5 goals conceded, 5 goals scored. That's quite a consistent stat line, actually. And they beat Alaves, who were ahead of them in the league at the time, who had at the time 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So fair play. It's not a bad start for them. And it's with Alejo, I think a lot of us were just wanting him just to feature, just to get minutes, just to be able to be playing. That's the key thing. And he's getting that. And that's the important thing here. So that's good. May that continue. Stay fit, stay healthy, keep playing. Moving into some of the bads, because I want to talk about Leyton Orient. Down in League One, obviously, we've got 2 players at Leyton Orient. We've obviously got the keeper, Josh Keeley, and Jamie Donnelly there as well. And actually, Jamie Donnelly was an unused substitute, and Josh Keeley didn't feature in the matchday squad. So they won 1-0 away to Reading. I think Leyton Orient right now, they're sitting 22nd, having only won 1 game of their 5. So they've only got 3 points out of their season. It's a good, really good away win away to Reading. And it's one of those things that he's not going to play every game. I understand that. I'm not going to be sitting there crying that he hasn't played 1 game. But let's hope that this is just an abnormal situation and not the long-term situation. Hopefully, Keeley's going to start playing in the coming months. And obviously, Donnelly's going to be featuring a lot more, because unused substitute off the bench is not a great sign, especially when you're fit, Jesus Christ. Right. Okay. Veliz does seem much happier there. He is much happier there. I mean, again, he's in a country that he speaks the language of. It was an easier transition for him. Had spent time last season at Sevilla, but obviously that was a situation that he didn't control. That was a manager who was trying to basically stick it to the higher ups. And unfortunately, he was the casualty of that. But yeah, good to see him. Moving over to League Two and Notts County. George Abbott, again, playing this time out away 4-2 win away to Bromley. I mean, do you know what? Notts County sitting top by a point. They're undefeated. They've won 4, drawn 2, 14 goals conceded, 14 goals scored, 6 conceded. So they're conceding 1 a game, but they're scoring nearly 2.5 a game, which is, hey, you'll always take that every day of the week. They dominated away to Bromley in terms of possession. He's really well liked down at Notts County, George Abbott, and he's had a really great start to the season. I mean, David McGoldrick up front is a hell of a player to have up front in League Two, that's for sure, Although he didn't score in this game, I don't think. No, he didn't. No. So, look, I'm happy with how George Abbott's doing down there. I think they're really, really happy with him as well. Is it a situation like Alfie Devine where maybe 6 months at Notts County? does really well, League One teams come sniffing, or Spurs might just see it and go, do you know what, mate? You're doing well. You're playing in a team that's might be, let's say this is January time, and let's say they're in and around the automatic promotion. You're fighting for a team that's going for automatic promotion. This is great for you and your development to be playing for a team that's playing for something instead of moving you up a league and playing for a team that's going to be mid-table and doing next to nothing in the league. Let's keep you there. Let's keep you in a team that's got something to play for. I'd be happy with that. And look, we obviously want Notts County to do well because in terms of that, we're going to benefit. George Abbott's going to benefit. So look, I'm happy with this. And it's another Matthew Craig side situation because Matthew Craig obviously had a really good loan spell at Doncaster last season in that league in League Two. And he benefited immensely from it because coming over to Matthew Craig now at Barnsley, they did lose 3-0 away to Stevenage. But Barnsley have started the season fairly well. 6 games played, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. So they're sitting right now, technically, in the last place of the playoff hunt because is it the last? No, they're just outside. Sorry, they're in League One. I forgot. They're just outside. So top 2 come up. 3rd to 6th is playoffs. They're 7th, but technically they're on goal difference on 7th. They're with Lincoln City, who is 6th with a +3 goal difference. So I'm not going to look at the league table all that much. It's one of those games where it's not been great, but he's actually had a good start to his time at Barnsley. Again, a guy that I think is developing more and more and more and more and more. We're just going to benefit more and more from this because this is a guy that maybe, some of our guys like your Tyrese Halls who's playing for the under 21s, under 23s. This is a guy that's gone out on loan. And George Abbott going out on loan, it definitely is not going to hurt, even if it is League One and League Two. That development of playing 40 plus times a season is so much better than playing in the under 21s, under 23s. You're playing against men. You're playing against professionals, that have been professionals for a long time. So it's good. Ashley Phillips of Stoke City, unused substitute in their 1-0 defeat at Oxford United. He had played the previous 2 games, so let's not worry too much about that. I expect him to feature tonight. They've got a game in the Cup. I think it's Fleetwood Town they're playing, Stoke. Don't hold me to that, I might be wrong, but I expect him to play tonight. Speaking of Oxford United, obviously Dane Scarlett. He was an unused substitute in that game as well. So 2 of our guys who played in that game alone, unused substitutes. Not great. Not great. And Dane has not had a great start to the season in terms of minutes. Let's cross those fingers and hope that obviously that will change and he'll start to get minutes and minutes and minutes. But when we think back to last season when he was at Ipswich, a team that had come up, no one expected them to be as good as they were, honestly. I think everyone, expected, if they come up, let's see how they do. But he, I think, played 86 minutes in the first half of the season, which is like 3-4 minutes a game. It was nothing. Let's hope that was an anomaly and he's going to start playing more and more minutes this season. I mean, they're out of the Cup. Obviously, I did the preview for Coventry, and I'm pretty sure Coventry knocked them out of the Cup. So I only talked about it last night. You think I'd remember. But he's obviously out of the Cup. That makes it a bit more difficult for game time. But I'm going to hope that he's going to be playing more and more as time goes on. I hope he gets some decent minutes. If we lose against Coventry, Ange must go. Disagree completely, Richard. El Matic, how are you, mate? If we lose against Coventry, I'll leave. Fair enough, fellas. Don't think Dane will make it at Tottenham anymore. Too many people ahead of him, like Lancashire and Veliz. Well, yeah, it does kind of feel like those 2 guys. I think Veliz... I feel like Veliz is the one they think highly of, obviously spending good money on him. He's playing in a top 5 league as well, which is obviously something you can hold on to. I know Lancashire is at Spurs at the moment, but it feels like Veliz is number 3 at the moment. Lancashire, obviously we'll see how it develops. Lancashire might switch that, but it feels like Dane might be the 3rd guy at the moment. It is Stoke versus Fleetwood. I did think so. Does Scarlett make it at Spurs? Look, I'm going to say hopefully yes, but you would have to sit there and realistically say right now he's on the outside looking in, as they like to call it when it comes to playoff football. in American football or the NBA to get to the playoffs. It's like you're the team just outside the playoffs. You're the team that's looking in. He's on the outside looking at the moment, and it could be another Dane Scarlett situation, not Dane Scarlett, Troy Parrott situation. I mean, do you know what? I think a lot of people with Troy, I think we're all just happy for Troy that he might have found a home at AZ Alkmaar and he's playing well, But with Dane, if he's not going to get the opportunity that this is the issue that we have at Spurs. People want him to have the opportunity, but then people want the world-class players and they want the world-class strikers, but then they want the youth to come through, and you can't. It's so hard to get both down right. It's so hard. Teams don't really do it, Man City obviously have built a team full of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions, but that's Man City. They've taken such a long time to do it. If Foden come through at the start when the new owners came in, he wouldn't have developed the way he did. He's developed the way he did because of the team that was around him. I don't think Rico Lewis would have done very well when they first took over, or under Mancini or Pellegrini. It's worked under Pep. So you've got to build a team to then allow the youth to come through as well. We obviously are in a difficult situation. We don't really have that right now. But then people expect us to have that after 2 summers and 1 January, which is bonkers. Did the Stoke manager get sacked? Yeah, I think he did get sacked. Yeah. They've been talking about moving him on. Is it Steven Schumacher? They were talking about moving him on. I don't know. I think John Eustace might become the next Stoke City manager. Let me have a look at this Stoke City situation, because again, it's another situation for Ashley that he's had to deal with. Yeah, I literally just typed in Steven Schumacher, and it's just it's like one video is the devastating downfall of Stoke City. Another one says what's going on at Stoke City. I think it's a bit up in the air at the moment. Beale and Mowbray have been linked to the position. Yeah, the manager, they sacked Steven Schumacher 5 games into the new season. Yeah, not great. So again, that's another thing that Ashley obviously had to deal with at Plymouth, with the manager leaving, Foster coming in, absolutely was rubbish. Then the director of football taking over, who obviously is director of football. He's not a manager. And they played Conte-esque football. Sit back, don't have the ball. And that's not the development that we truly want for Ashley. Obviously, it's great for his defensive development. But in terms of the fact that we ask our defenders to actually be able to pass the ball, it's not great for that, Do we give Archie a start? I'm going to say yes, Spy. Man City striker has gone for 100 million. Well, there's that as well. It's when we talk about cycles and regimes, they're so far into their cycle and regime. It's been building for over a decade. Yeah, it's been building for 15, 16 years or whatever it's been. We've got Ange for a year, but everyone expects us to be Man City. Find the difference between the two there, and then we'll work in the middle, Hopefully no impact on Phillips there. Need a manager who trusts him. Yeah, I agree. Because Foster did trust him, because he had him through the English setup and with Alfie Devine. But there was sorry, I've just remembered something. I forgot to talk about my boys out in Belgium. I'll come to it in a minute. But they trust him, but his situation they had was, well, the manager's rubbish. He's out of his depth. He was sorely out of his depth as well. Right, I'm going to come to that in a minute. I'm just going to answer a few of your questions first, because you have been away. Yep, we're getting 40 million. Why not? Exactly. Never great when a lone player goes out and the manager gets sacked within a few games. Yeah, brutal, isn't it? Stoke City, Eustace looks a strong contender. Stockport boss Dave Challinor also linked. Hey, you come in here to watch Spurs and me talk about Spurs, and we're talking about Stoke City and Stockport. What a world we live in. But yeah, I did see that Eustace was strongly linked. Real Madrid, Bellingham, Barcelona, Olmo, Pedri, Man City, Gundogan, KDB, Arsenal, Odegaard, Havertz, Inter, Kalinoglu, Bayern, Jamal Musiala. Spurs got Maddison. So again, we're going to have to make you look a bit foolish here. Bayern Munich Jamal was someone that they brought through the setup. Obviously, Bayern Munich have a monopoly over their whole league. I mean, they won, 9, 10 Bundesligas in a row. Don't compare us to them. That's not very fair. Inter Milan, I mean, Juventus fell off a cliff. AC Milan weren't very good for a decade plus. Napoli had one season of greatness and then fell off a cliff last year. Who else is Roma? Haven't been good for a long time. Kalanoglu, they got on a free from AC Milan as well. So, Arsenal got Odegaard. Havertz, Havertz is not the same sort of player as Maddison. Havertz plays as the number 9. Odegaard was an unproven player from Real Madrid. Man City got KDB, who at the time they spent 65 odd million on. Gundogan, again, spent a lot of money on. And again, Man City had the spending power of nobody else in the world. And also with Man City, they're well ahead in their build than us. Barcelona, Pedri came through La Masia. Olmo, they just about registered, but again, it's Barcelona. They won the La Liga a couple of years ago. Real Madrid, it's Real Madrid. So comparing us to them, nice one. Your point absolutely failed. Again, I don't know why you're digging on Maddison. This is the issue with our club. We dig at players for no reason. Instead of trying to support them, we dig at them. I don't get what you think you would gain from that. Do you think Maddison's going to look at all your comments and go, got you, mate? You're so right. No, he's not. You donut. I think we need to sign a right winger. Well, I think Odegaard, let's see what happens with him. Solanke's a better 9 than Havertz anyway. Yeah, he's a troll, mate. He's a troll, I know. Absolute donut. Anyway, but yes, so some good stuff on that loan roundup. I think there was some really good stuff with obviously Veliz still starting and playing minutes. Espanyol obviously winning. Obviously, Solomon's playing minutes out at Leeds, which is good. I think he will continue to get better. He's a Premier League quality player playing in the Championship. He's going to get better. We all know that. Westerlo, I forgot literally just to talk about him quickly. Westerlo, 2-2 draw away to Anderlecht, which is that's not bad. It really is not bad when you think of Anderlecht being a huge club in Belgium. They are a point behind after 7 played. I mean, Westerlo have conceded 13 in those 7, which isn't great. They scored 15, so, gung-ho and all that stuff. I mean, 33% possession, not great, but Vuskovic did score in this game, by the way. He did get booked alongside 4 others, and Anderlecht had 2 bookings. God, it feels like Arsenal Spurs. 4 bookings, 2 off the bench, but you know what I mean. But he did start and played the full 90. I just want to double check on... Where is he? Alfie Devine. Alfie Devine pretty much played the second half. He came on in the 46th minute. So technically, he came on and it was 1-1 at halftime. They drew 1-1 in the second half. So there you go. He played some all right minutes. We'll keep an eye on Alfie. I think it's obviously brand new sort of way of living out in Belgium. Will take him time just to get better, We need to give Archie a start. Yeah, hopefully so. Got some talent and decent versatility in the club. Just need to keep adding to it. Why is everyone spamming stop it? There you go. But hey, we shall see. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Obviously, go back and watch the preview for commentary on the channel. Go back and watch that. I hopefully will still speak to you tomorrow before I fly in the evening. I'll hopefully be doing a video tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Thursday whilst I'm in sunny Spain. And we'll be talking about we might have a quick chat about the game that happens the night before, but we'll definitely be doing the preview for the Brentford game at the weekend. Remember, focus on Coventry, then let's worry about Brentford after. Let's not think about Brentford right now. Enjoy the rest of your mornings, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoons, evenings, no matter where you are in the world. Enjoy it. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace out, guys. Take care.